This is All India Radio. In Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Prime Minister's visit and the focus on development projects in Assam and West Bengal. The participants are Sushil Sinha, economic analyst, and AIR correspondent Renu Kataria.
In Assam, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for 2 hospitals. The PM also launched Assam Mala, a program for state highways and major district roads at Dehiajuli in Sonitpur district. In total, the Prime Minister inaugurated key infrastructure projects worth Rs 7,700 crores today. Mr. Sinha, how will these initiatives improve the infrastructure and overall development in Northeast?
There are 2 aspects of all these projects. One is on the physical infrastructure, that is the road and highways, and the other one is about the health and well-being of the people of the region. And we should remember that the government has a policy which we call as a Look-East policy. And northeastern states have a strategic value, and we have seen the kind of investment from various industrial houses at very low, maybe because of one region or other region. Now the government is trying to put more and more money so that more and more private sector investments are also coming into that. Now coming to the second part, which is the health and the well-being. If you can remember, in this economic survey presented last month in the parliament, that talked about the well-being and also on increasing expenditure on the health. I think this is one step towards that, how much we can have a kind of health infrastructure in that particular region. And we are not just talking about Assam, we are also talking about the other 7 states in that region also, because they all are interlinked. So if you are developing a health infrastructure in Assam or in other states of the Northeast, all the 8 states of that region get benefit of that. So I believe on the one hand, the road infrastructure, and on the other hand, health infrastructure. These 2 are going to give a better boost to on the one hand, on the infrastructure facility, and at the same time on the well-being of that region.
These projects are in line with the Prime Minister's vision of Purvodaya, of driving growth of Eastern India. Looking at the strategically situated and geographical constraints of the northeastern region, Mr. Sinha, how does the government plan to establish peace, security and responsive governance, which are essential prerequisites to empower people through inclusive governance?
And when we talk about empowering the people, that means that we are recognizing their strength and we are giving or we are providing facilities to use that particular strength. So that is the empowerment of that region. We all know that northeastern people are very, in terms of physically, because of the geographical difficulty, they are physically very strong. Now the issue is that how we can use that strength, how we can utilize that strength for the betterment of that region. At the same time, we should also remember that Eastern India has not been able to contribute much in the growth story of India because of one region or the other region. And we have seen the prosperity in the western part of the country or in the southern part of the country. The same cannot be said about the eastern part of the country. Eastern part of country doesn't mean just say Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha or some states like that. We should also remember about the northeastern state. So when we are putting more and more effort, when we are providing more and more facility, so it is not just taking advantage of the strength which the people have, but we are also trying to ensure, that's a strategic importance. We also need to keep that in our mind, that how we should ensure that strategic importance and what we can do for the strategic importance. So I think these are the things which PM and the government has in mind when they are announcing or when they are laying a foundation for these projects in northeastern regions.
Sir, we're still talking about the northeastern states and we are talking about Assam in particular. While addressing at the event, the Prime Minister noted the centrality of tea gardens in the growth of Assam. He informed that crores of rupees were transferred to the accounts of 7.5 lakh workers of tea gardens under Dhan Puraskar Mela scheme. This year's budget has also announced 1,000 crore rupees scheme for the welfare of the tea workers. The Prime Minister also informed about the conspiracy to malign the image of Indian tea. He said that documents have come to light where some foreign-based forces are planning to attack the identification of tea with India. Mr. Sinha, my question is, why is the Indian tea industry being targeted?
See, Darjeeling tea is one which is considered as a benchmark globally. And at the same time, when we talk about tea being produced in the northeastern part of the country, and I understand correctly that Prime Minister talked about the Sonitpur tea. Particularly, he mentioned about Sonitpur tea in his speech. Sonitpur tea is known for its unique flavor. And when we are entering into global market in a big way, we are already in the global market. We are part of supply chain. We are almost in top 3 nations of tea exporter. But the problem is that there are some countries who are trying to malign our image. They are trying to find out some kind of problem, and not just the quality of the tea, but also they are talking about other elements like how the workers are treated, what kind of environment is there, what kind of work environment is there, labor issue they are highlighting. So they are just trying to malign the brand, malign not just the Northeastern brand or Darjeeling brand. They are trying to malign the brand India. And that is where the Prime Minister is talking about what is the importance of Sonitpur flavor or what is the importance of Northeastern flavor. So I believe that the government will try to do something at the international level so that the brand India image doesn't get affected because of one region or the other region. And if the brand India image gets a boost, that will also help the tea workers in Assam, the tea plantation industry in the Assam, to have a better revenue, have a better environment. And the new scheme as announced in the budget, we have already seen part of that implementation in just within 2 days of the presentation of the budget. And I believe more and more scheme will come. And at the same time, government will also try to do something at the global level so that brand India image and Northeastern tea or the Darjeeling tea do not get affected by these kind of allegations.
In West Bengal, Prime Minister laid foundation stones for key infrastructure projects and inaugurated a liquefied petroleum gas import terminal at an investment of around rupees 1,100 crores. Mr. Sinha, how will the key projects that the Prime Minister has dedicated to the nation help in meeting the industrial, commercial and automobile sectors of this region?
So we are talking about a gas pipeline that's a part of gas grid which is being developed in that region. When we are talking about developing eastern part of the country, we need to have more and more infrastructure projects. See, infrastructure projects have a very good multiplier effect. I can give you one example. A study conducted by Reserve Bank of India and also another study conducted by NIPFP, National Institute of Public Finance and Policy. And they said that if 1 rupee is spent on infrastructure project, it has an impact of between say 4 rupees 20 paise or up to 5 rupees. So if we are having that kind of impact, so any investment in whether it is in Assam or whether it is in West Bengal or any other part of the eastern India, that is going to have this kind of effect, almost 5 times of how much money you are putting into that. When we are talking about development of eastern part of the country, when we have a project called Look East, and when we are talking about Purvodaya, I mean that the rising of eastern part of the country, we need to have more and more infrastructure projects. Then only we will have a comprehensive development or big development of that region. When we are having a big projects like Haldia gas pipeline, that will benefit the eastern region, and at the same time it will help in a big way in developing the gas grid of the country.
Is it also going to be helping towards tourism and boosting the tourism sector?
See, the tourism is another aspect of that. On the one hand, when we are developing infrastructure, that means you are inviting more and more private players to come into that place. And eastern part of the country has lot of tourism potential. Whether you go to the northeastern part of the country or whether you go to the eastern states like Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh or Odisha, they all have a good tourism facility. The only thing is that we do not have the kind of infrastructure which is required to get the maximum advantage of tourism potential. You need good hotels, you need good airport, roads are good, railway connectivity is there, of course the air connectivity is also there, but we need more and more connectivity, and also we need point-to-point connectivity. At the same time, we need to explore some areas which are not very much on the tourist map of the country. So when you are developing a big infrastructure project, more and more companies will come, more and more people will get employment there, and they will have some kind of a first consumer of tourism potential, and that will invite other people from other parts of the country to go there and take or visit those places. So I believe that infrastructure project also help in exploiting tourism potential, which all these states have good potentials. We just need to exploit them.
How will these projects help in achieving self-reliance with inclusive growth, as we know that the northeastern region cannot be ignored or overlooked, and we have to take the northeastern region along in the development of the country?
See, when we are talking about self-reliance, when we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, We also have to think about that the inclusiveness should get more priority. Of course, it is on the priority of this government, but it should get more priority. And when we are talking about inclusive growth, that means each of the region should get benefit of the India's growth story. So by announcing these projects in eastern part of the country or in the northeastern part of the country, our effort is to ensure inclusive growth with the self-reliance. So these projects will give employment, these projects will generate capital, and these projects will also help these regions to take advantage of the self-reliance concept and also get benefit of the higher growth which we are expected to achieve in the fiscal year 21-22.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Let's listen to the Prime Minister's address at Haldia.
भारत माता की बंगाल में आज हल्दिया सहित पश्चिम बंगाल के विकास से जुड़ी करीब 5,000 करोड़ रुपए की परियोजनाओं के लोकार्पण और शिलान्यास करने के लिए आपके बीच आया। गैस कनेक्टिविटी और रोड कनेक्टिविटी को सशक्त करने वाली ये योजनाएं यहां सुविधाएं भी बढ़ाएगी और रोजगार के अनेक अवसर भी तैयार करेगी। रानी चक्का आधुनिक फ्लाईओवर, हल्दिया डॉक कॉम्प्लेक्स सुविधाओं का विस्तार करेगा, पड़ोसी देशों के साथ व्यापार कारोबार को आसान करेगा। फ्लाईओवर के अलावा गैस और ईंधन से जुड़े 3 बड़े प्रोजेक्ट से भी यहां के उद्योगों को, यहां के नागरिकों को बहुत लाभ होने वाला। डोभी दुर्गापुर नेतुल गैस पाइपलाइन अब बनकर के तैयार है। इससे पश्चिम बंगाल के अनेक जिलों में पीएनजी और सीएनजी की सुविधाएं पहुंचाने में मदद मिलेगी। इससे दुर्गापुर फर्टिलाइजर कारखाने के लिए भी पर्याप्त गैस मिल पाएगी। इसी तरह एलपीजी इंपोर्ट टर्मिनल से पश्चिम बंगाल के अलावा पूरे पूर्वी भारत में एलपीजी गैस और आसानी से मिलेगी। भाइयों और बहनों, पश्चिम बंगाल का विकास और यहां आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का निर्माण केंद्र सरकार की निरंतर प्राथमिकता रही है। कोलकाता में 8,500 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से मेट्रो प्रोजेक्ट पर तेजी से काम चल रहा है। इस बार के बजट में केंद्र सरकार ने इस अभियान को और विस्तार दिया है। केंद्र सरकार इस साल भी हजारों करोड़ रुपए पश्चिम बंगाल में नेशनल हाईवे बनाने में लगाने वाली।
Now let's listen to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address at Dehiajili in Sonitpur district of Assam.
भारत माता की आज एक और विश्वनाथ और चराईदेव में 2 मेडिकल कॉलेजों का उपहार असम को मिल रहा है, तो वहीं असम माला के जरिए आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की नींव भी बढ़ी है। साथियों, इससे भी इलाज में सुविधा होगी, लोगों को इलाज के लिए बहुत दूर नहीं जाना होगा। साथियों, आज गुवाहाटी में एम्स का काम भी तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। इसका काम अगले 1.5-2 सालों में पूरा भी हो जाएगा। एम्स के वर्तमान कैंपस में इसी एकेडमिक सत्र से एमबीबीएस का पहला बैच शुरू भी हो गया है। जैसे ही अगले कुछ सालों में इसका नया कैंपस तैयार होगा, आप देखेंगे गुवाहाटी आधुनिक स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं के केंद्र के तौर पर उभर करके सामने आएगा। एम्स गुवाहाटी केवल असम ही नहीं बल्कि पूरे पूर्वोत्तर के जीवन में एक बड़ा परिवर्तन करने वाला है। बजट में इस बार स्वास्थ्य पर होने वाले खर्च में अभूतपूर्व बढ़ोतरी की गई है। सरकार ने ये भी तय किया है कि अब देश के 600 से ज्यादा जिलों में इंटीग्रेटेड लैब्स बनाई जाएगी। इसका बहुत बड़ा फायदा छोटे कस्बों और गांवों के लोगों को होगा, जिन्हें मेडिकल टेस्ट के लिए दूर जाना पड़ता है।
You were listening to a discussion on Prime Minister visit and the focus on development projects in Assam and West Bengal. The participants were Shishir Sinha, economic analyst, and AIR correspondent Renu Kataria. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our website newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about the program at the airnsdtalks@gmail.com.